The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
Woo-hoo-hoo! Well, good morning, y'all. How you guys doing out there in the land of the internet? And hopefully things are going really well for you. You know, when you start your day off in a weird situation, there's only one way to fix it. How is that, you say? Most people are like, no, it's all downhill from here. Well, it's not downhill. We're going to open some windows, get some air inside here. I'm outside in my car today because the Arizona outside that I love is very, very dusty right now, and she's blowing like mad outside. And I'm talking like insane mad. I mean, to the point where it's just not fun. So I thought I'd come in here and say hello to you guys. And then I come in here to start up my show. And then all of a sudden, for some reason, it wouldn't open up. So guys, today you're not going to get a whole barrage of my commercials. You're not going to get a whole lot of my content. You will get some of the IWK and the NOK and all of this content, which is perfectly all right. But we're going to work on some new content. And if you're out there and you know what's going on and you voted, hopefully we win. And then hopefully I can make more content about this whole winning situation. But hey, with no further ado,
Join us for NOK Network monthly specials, 12 months a year. Movie night. Spotlights on entertainment. And live on location coverage. Stay up to date about upcoming programming by subscribing to NOK Network on Rumble, YouTube, X, LinkedIn, Twitch, and Facebook. Check out our webpage at www.noknetwork.com.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set. One dab, only really need one dab. One dab.
Smoke Signal is a medical dispensary where you can get all your products and needs.
Vaping a whole bunch. Might just start laying up the blunts. God. Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram. Go and hold it in, feel it in your ribs.
So come and check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Now we get back to the show.
What's going on, friends? I know it's annoying, but it's a necessity to have those weird, nonsensical commercials that make no sense, but they make sense for the people who make them and the people who are into the product. You know, today is a little different. You're not going to have to deal with any of my nonsensical broadcasts, any of my content, which I know you're probably used to seeing my content and wondering why. Well, when there are technical difficulties, you just got to make up for the difference. You know, here in Tombstone, it's a very small town, and what we deal with here in Tombstone is a patent place, very small, kind of a reminder that you are always being watched by your fellow friends, brothers, sisters, aunts, uncles, and fellow citizens, same way you are on the internet. And there's people that want to shoot you down. There are people that don't want to see you survive. There are people that don't want to see you thrive, because that means you're going to take some of their thunder away. You know, so then your commercial is yourself. Your commercial is getting yourself out on the street and getting out there and letting people know who you are and what you're doing, right? Well, that's your brand, your commercial. As a brand ambassador, I like people to know exactly what my brand is. My brand is a whole lot of fun, and it's excitement. It's excitement from a point of view from a modern actor cowboy, but having fun. You know, we're about getting stoned. We're about having fun and telling cool stories, and hopefully you voted. And the big part of this is that we tell story because in old times, the story was the way that we did it. We did not have TV. We did not have radio. So what we would do is we'd sit around the campfire, commiserate, tell stories, tell these things and ideas of what it might have been. Now, I know what we say might have been, because a big part of it is that we think of it as being just a different time. Now, the different time was a certain way. We would run into outlaws doing what outlaws do. And then what would happen is you'd run into people that would probably question that. And then the stories would, you know, extrapolate some more. He said, she said, they said, we don't like them. They do this on this day. A bunch of bullshit, as it is the same in life. Now, that patent police thing that happens, God, it could be annoying. You know, you could step outside of your norm. You could do what you want to do. You can be powerful, say the right words, be good to your, you know, fellow brothers and sisters. But if you're not doing what others approve of, they're just going to boo you. Now, the idea is I could be boomed, I could be shamed, I could be laughed at, because the truth is it doesn't matter. But if you do not have a strong stank to it, you will fall underneath the wheels of the machine. That machine could be anything from a political machine all the way up to a social machine, all the way up to your husband and your wife, by the way. So good day, and how are we doing out there, my friends? We're going to start up with a little dab, get this thing that we call a show on the road, and then we're going to have a little bit of fun, talk a little bit, and then we'll leave. You know, normally I look forward to throwing some cool videos at you that I've been working on, because I worked on putting a whole bunch of new content together. But when it doesn't load, it's almost like boo. But it's even better, because that will load for me, for my show elsewhere. So you get the double dip. If you like what you see here, you can see it on Keeping It Green, Bong Hit Time 420, and all over the place, you know, because the social butterfly in me likes to get around. That's right. We're starting our own network as well. So you might want to be a part of that. An artist collective. Oh my God. Actual streamers and artists that really care about art and that. And they're not worrying about their numbers, not worrying about their biorhythms, biomechanics, not worrying about commercials, none of that. It's just about some artists getting down, throwing down, who care about their stuff that they're doing. And you're going to enjoy it, because it's going to be a really cool spot for all of us to speak freedom and get that word out. You know, I see you guys got 5 hearts out there for people watching. Thank you so very much. I do like that. Excitement. That's right. Total excitement. You guys joined up for this excitement today. 5 viewers, 6 reactions. Thank you so very much. I do appreciate it. You know, it's going to help us out. I don't know what it's going to help out. I don't know if it helps the viewers out. I don't know if it watches you out. It helps somebody out. It helps me knowing that you guys are in here, so I'm not talking to myself. That's about all it helps. But I'm appreciative no matter how you look at it, because again, someone's going to reap the reward. Don't know who that is. It's probably you as a viewer. You get to reap the reward knowing that you get to sit there at your phone and your computer or wherever you are and watch us as people who don't have lives. You like to sit here and pretend we have lives by telling you about our lives, and don't let anybody tell you different. There are a lot of self-help promoters out there that don't even have a life, and yet they're going to tell you about self-help and getting their life together. Be warned, friends. Those folks are out there at every turn. There's a lot of those people out there that are going to give you false idea, false hope, pat you on the back, because they only want to pat you on the back because they're cleaning it for another dagger. You know, and the idea is that we got to be careful. Daggers are not the things that kill you, by the way. It's not even the word that is being said that kills you. It's the idea that these people are carrying on and prolificating this thing. This thing is that ego ride that we're all on. We come up here for a moment. Now, I am fully aware that I have friends out there that are unable to leave their home. And this is the form of what you're getting. This is your TV. This is your internet. And by the way, what a great choice. I think you made a really good choice to show up here today. You know, I don't have all my normal mumbo jumbo videos. Normally I'd be cycling through these cool new videos that I made, but not today. But today we're going to ramble, and we're just going to sit here and talk some shit. Maybe we'll just sit here. Pretty exciting, huh? You know, I got my Lucky Tall gunfighter hat on today. This is my William Bonney impersonation hat. This is actually made after the Billy the Kid hat. He wore a top hat that he had crushed. Now, Billy had a few crushes in it. He had a few lions in it. And he probably even had a few holes in it. So that was one of the reasons that, you know, Mr. Bonney wore that hat. It looked like he sat on it. So when I got this hat, the very first thing I did is brand new hat. I sat on it. And my wife's like, what the fuck are you doing? And I'm like, I wanted to make it look like William Bonney's hat. And she's like, what is wrong with you?
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Everybody doesn't necessarily love bong it time, but most of them understand it. And you have to think for one moment, if you don't understand it, maybe you should get involved in it. I meet people of all different walks of life that are different levels of stoners, by the way. Some that are brand new stoners and some like me that are lifelong stoners. It's not something that I'm necessarily proud of, but I've been smoking for a little bit. I do not like to think about the money that I've spent over the years, because all that will do is make me want to put a Hangsman noose in the closet. I think about it once in a while, buying an ounce a week, and that's every week for 30 years. Oh my God, that can get expensive, can it not? Yikes. Normally I'd take you guys on a walk with me, but the wind is just so bad today that it's just not fun, and it would kill our audio, and we wouldn't have a good show at all. But I am working on a new show idea. You guys will be able to check it out once a week live from El Dorado Tombstone. You'll be able to see kind of what we do and when we do it. The idea is I'm trying to get some cowboys involved. So it's a nonstop cowboy ride, people involved, people having fun. That's the idea. I'm working on it right now here at Old Tombstone at El Dorado Town. I'm trying to get it as a live stream TV show, almost like an old radio show, but live here, trying to get the word out there. Promo. That is the idea. Because you know what time it is?
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Not everybody does, but most people do understand, and then most people do get it. And if you don't,
The opinions and views expressed by individuals during this broadcast are their own and may not be the opinions of this network, their group, or other organization they may be involved with.
oh my golly geez, and are you guys having some fun out there? Too many of these things will make you go slow, and then you're not going to want to do anything but wait around to be hand-fed by the commercial of life. It's something that my dad used to say to me: don't wait around to be hand-fed, go out and make it happen. So today when I got in here to do my show, I realized there was a few little things that are a little different. Now, the idea, most people, I believe, are afraid of either A, confrontation, or they're afraid to ask questions, or they're afraid to get to the bottom. For me, I don't know what it is, but my thing is, you are not going to stop me. So when I do my thing, I do my thing, whether my show's up here or not, or I'm doing it for the IWK, the NOK, or keeping it green. It don't matter, man. We're doing it. We're all having fun. The idea is solidarity, and that solidarity will carry you through. Living in America, living in Arizona, in a place that is so free and it's unrestricted, there's some things that we have back ass words that are confusing. And there are other things that we have that are just so righteously true. You know, as I sit here with you guys, I'm carrying me a beautiful pistole. You know, I got that right here. You know what I mean? Some people do not. We are advocates of firearms here in this state. We're all Second Amendment people. We get to carry them around and you know whatnot. But also, this state does the other thing right is, you know, cannabis is viewed very much as a medical statement here. So you do have people that are still taking medical cannabis, and you still have people that are recreationally smoking. I don't know about you, but I like to get high. Oh, it's my medicine. It saved my life. Oh, it's my medicine. I don't buy it. Just so you know, it's weed, y'all. You get it. You're doing it to get stoned. You know what I mean? And it's just like, come on, let's get high. It's not about getting high, but it is for me. Hopefully it is for you. For me, it's a matter of I can deal with folks much better than when I'm faded than I can when I'm on the straight. Now, this whole thing is when you look at it, you know, you got to ask. You really do have to ask yourself, why do we do what we do? Do we do what we do to make others happy, or do we do it because we want to be happy? Selfishly, stop, time out. Selfishly. That word selfish is always looked at in a very negative stance. When people use the word, you're so negative, or when they use it, you're so negative, but it's a matter of you're so self-centered, selfish, set on yourself. But the thing is, we should be set out for ourselves to make our dream come true. Because here's the deal. There are plenty of folks out there that don't want to be a part of you doing good. And what happens is these same people are the same ones that want to shoot down, you know, your day to day. Now I'm going back and forth on this for a reason, because, you know, I took a new job that might as well be the greatest job of my life. This might be the most fun of my life, getting to go out, put a cowboy hat on, put my guns on, go entertain people, and be the voice and the face of Tombstone. And then to turn around and have, you know, somebody that is completely miserable, unhappy, just give you some kind of grief over it. It's the thing of when you shine very bright, there are people that cannot handle it. They're either intimidated because they have a little dick. They're either intimidated because their mom and dad never taught them how to have a backbone and believe in themselves. Or maybe they're intimidated because they don't think they have the staying power to stay in the game with you. The truth is that this is the game called life, and we all play the same thing together. Some people like myself, I'm a Boy Scout. I play by the rules, and I try my hardest to follow the rules. I try my hardest to be a good man. I try my hardest to carry through and try to be the best person that I could be. Now, there's some selfish stuff there, because there's a selfish part of that knows that I have to do what is best for me. I know I have to do what is best for my family. And therefore, if it means coming out here and shining and putting a great face on and having someone ask me like, man, how in the hell do you do this like happy thing so much? Fuck, how do I? Sorry, I'm scratching here. It's because a passion that you have becomes a dream. And when that dream takes form, most people get afraid. Most people will not roll the dice. Most people look at it like, oh, you know, I can't do that. You know, that's way out of my wheelhouse. Or, oh, you know, wow, I'm not handsome enough to do that. Or I don't have enough money. It takes too much money to do this. The thing is that your dream is something that you can manicure. It's like your nails, your face. It's like your bedroom that you paint. You can manicure it in any way that you see fit. Now, making this dream happen to the point where other people want to buy into it, that's the other story. You know, come on. When we sit back and when I designed this idea, you know, okay, let me rewind. When I went to a Sacramento State Fair 6 years ago, a friend of mine says, dude, you got to come and dress like a cowboy. And I said, I'm not a cowboy, dude. I don't know what you mean by that. And he's like, Wayne, you got to dress up like a cowboy because it's a whole cowboy thing. And I was like, I'm not a cowboy. I'm from California, but I'm not a cowboy. Well, I've watched a lot of Bonanza and a lot of Gunsmoke and all those movies. So I went to a thrift store and I started putting some clothes together. I bought some corduroy jeans. I'm actually wearing them right now. I'm wearing some corduroy jeans that I bought that I ripped off all the pockets. I ripped off all the buttons and the loops, so they're very period. The shirt I'm wearing is actually a Guess shirt, but it's made of linen, so it breathes. This is my summer shirt. Then my vest here is the only period piece I have. Is an 1800s correct 1801 Pinkerton's vest. The rest are, some Doc Martens that I'm wearing that look period. Okay. So with that being said, I went into a thrift store, I put it all together, and I started playing Lefty. Now, at the time, my wife and a few people told me, oh man, you're just barking up a tree. You're spending money going to all these events. You're driving a lot, and you're putting a lot of time into this character that is not historically correct. You're putting all this time into this character that's asinine, that people cannot stand, that people really don't like. And then I made it to Tombstone.
Well, there went my Uber.
It is that thought of there it went. You lose it as it comes by, and if you don't get a hold of it, it's gone. Kind of like your youth. I'd like to start out and backtrack for a moment and say, thank you, Kim, for giving me this beautiful place to play from, giving us this beautiful space. But now I'm going to speak about myself. Thank you so much, Kim, for giving me this opportunity to come up here. When I asked Kim Cooper about coming up here and playing on the NOK, the IWK, I didn't have an idea at all. And I told her, give me 3 episodes. And if you don't like it, kick me off the air. Now it's changed a little bit from wacky news and California babble to Tombstone madness. Now, hey, take a look. I live here. This madness is going to be an everyday thing. So I thought I would let you guys join in on some of that. I know, right? But the one thing I got to say to some of those people, remember,
You can't argue with stupid. You just can't.
I'm in a very much a political town that is driven in one way or the other, whether you're hanging to the left or whether you're trying to drive to the right, or whether you're right down the middle going, fuck you all.
Well, once again, here we are, being family and friends out here in Armador County, or as I should say, Plymouth. Come on out, steampunks. That's right, you heard me right. Steampunks. I'm not really sure what it is, but it is. You should come out and see my friends. All my friends. Wild bunches of us. And remember, if you can't get it right and you don't want to do it right, you can join the Black Flag Gang, because there is only one way out of here.
So I joined up with a bunch of friends of mine and went out and dressed up and played cowboy. Me and some good friends. I have met a whole set of family. After losing my family, my mother and father passing away, and my siblings making a decision that I wasn't a part of the family, I was so desperate to find a new family. I was so desperate to find a new way. And, I ended up finding it with this little club, this gunfighting club that I was playing around with in Sacramento. We went from event to event. And again, Lefty started to shine. And I started to figure out kind of what I wanted to do with this guy. I didn't want to do a tough guy thing. I didn't want to do a gun spinning thing. I wanted to do something that would just be kind of irreverent and fun. Well, if you come to a political town, you're going to have to play that game.
All the way here to Tombstone, and they seem they got my here sign. Politicians. What are more than a politician, more than overpaid jerks and tight suits? I couldn't fit into a suit, a little hot during the summertime, and especially my spurs look a little funny in them. What? Get out of here! Get out of here!
Birdcage Theater. That's right, the Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona. This little building showed up in 1881, and they showed the acts of all the troubadours from across the United States. All the way from Shakespeare, all the way to the dancing girls. There's a reason they call it the Birdcage, after all. Some of the finest deals were made here in this here building. Some while playing poker, others while watching the ladies of the night. Birdcage Theater, Tombstone, Arizona.
There's a time when the prolifications of life should not lead you astray.
Are you frantically pounding away on your keyboard these days? To discuss your views, share your passions, teach a skill, or share a craft to the masses on social media. Podcasting is a bright light that can help you reach a diverse audience. And the NOK Network can help. Even if you have no experience, NOK Network will work with you to develop your content to air on our diverse network to reach a wide audience, allowing us to grow together. Podcasts are aired on multiple platforms simultaneously, across social media and streaming sites live through our network. Contact us and let's chat about how we can help you develop your podcast and join the NOK team.
Hey, hi, my name is John Mark, aka Sublimator Warrior, and I would like to welcome you to Smoke Signal in Tyndinaga.
One dab make your whole dome drip sweat. One dab make the homies all dip set.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Ooey, ooey, gooey, that's a sticky dab. Sticky dab. Might just have to put this one on Instagram.
Smoke Signals,
Go ahead,
Tyndinaga.
hold it in, feel it in your wrist.
Smoke Signals, Tyndinaga.
Check us out in Tyndinaga. 55 Highway 49 in Tyndinaga. It's on the res, and we're open from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. 7 days a week.
Advertising space available at NOK. Contact us for a rate sheet at knocknetwork.com. Send us a message on our social media platforms or email us at info@noknetwork.com.
Now we get back to the show.
You know, technical difficulties are completely an ass. You know, whether you're living in a place where the internet's good, whether you're in a place where maybe you have a good camera or a laptop, it sucks because you cannot predict. I was in the middle of something when I got shut down. So with that being said, I'd like to say thank you again for having a place for us to come and chat, place for us to come and shoot the shit back and forth. Whether you got to watch a commercial or five, or whether you're just having fun watching somebody talk or smoke, it's pretty cool to have this place. It's going to be a long day. So what do you do to basically thwart that long day? Do you have fun? Do you make fun? Or are you just one of those people that you just do what is given to you? For me, I try to make everything I do a little bit of fun and exciting, no matter what. And there are people that totally think that there's something wrong with that. But there's other people that don't.
So, the bank? Would it work?
No, Stagecoach is where it's at.
But they're moving and you gotta catch up with them.
No, it's the Stagecoach, trust me.
But you can get the lock boxes in the bank.
No, haven't you seen, that movie, Stagecoach and the Furious?
Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time. Bong it time, it's bong it time. Don't you just know bong it time? It's bong it time, it's bong it time. Everyone loves bong it time.
Fun in the sun, kids. I say that bong hit time song over and over because I know there's so many of you just like me that are going, yes, 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 yes. Let's bong hit time. Whether you're at work or you're at home or you're medicating or you're getting stoned or whatever the word you like to call it, I hope you're doing it responsibly. Hopefully you're not driving a school bus or operating heavy machinery. And if you are, hopefully you're lucky as hell, because that's not my trip. I was looking for something to show you guys, but then I decided that would be just a lot of pushing and a lot of work at the moment. And I didn't know if that was going to be the thing to necessarily do. But instead, I thought I'd share you Uncle Ron.
I believe the saying is, one who lives in a golden canoe must never throw rocks at a plastic dinghy. You need to get your facts straight when you put them out there on the internet.
Aha, it is a thing that, most of us do. I've heard so many wacky things being said to me. I've heard people say things that are very asinine, not even close to the truth about things they've read or heard. And then it's about things where I happen to be witnessing it. The thing is, how we perceive things to be and how things are, we have to understand that those are two different variables. And somewhere between there, you and me have to meet up where we could see the whole picture together. That whole picture suddenly becomes the picture, by the way. And I think what happens is we lose sight of that. Now, when I was on the fencing teams and I was working for these guys, and I would have coaches that were just, you did this wrong, you did that wrong, you didn't do this right. The whole thing was you were always there because you were representing the United States of America. So the whole idea is you wanted to always look the best, be the best, smell the best, the whole 9 yards. Here at this job, I realized that people out here are not doing the same. These guys are basically, it's like those people you see who dress up like a hooker and wonder why people scream and howl at them, and then they get mad. Because the thing is, not that it's bad when you have a choice to dress like that, but you have to also realize that there's people that do that for a reason. So there's people who dress up like cowboys for a reason. Then there's other folks who just dress up, come here and make their few $100 and go home. It's a choice and a matter of what you want to do. For me, it's a passion. For me, it's a thing that I love. I love Tombstone. I think it's a very cool place. I do not want this place to turn into a crazy, crazy ghost town, because that would totally suck. That would ruin it for so many of us in the near future. And I didn't move here all the way to get a freaking ghost town.
I believe the saying is, one who lives in a golden canoe must never throw rocks at a plastic dinghy. You need to get
See, the small endeavors are the ones that always end up being the big endeavors. It's kind of like when you're mad at the microwave oven for being mad at the wife for not answering the phone on time. You get my point. Gotta go.
I play that over and over for a reason. I play it over and over so I get the reminder. And hopefully some of you get the reminder too. The small things are the things that are going to be that rock in your shoe. After a while, it's going to disappear. Some people decide that they want to take the shoe off to get the rock out, but at that point, your foot's already swelled up because you've been sweating. And guess what? Now the shoe's even harder to get back on, and it's probably not as comfortable. It ultimately is a choice. Do you leave it in, or do you work on pulling it out? I don't know. I think this is a thing that we gotta ask each other. And I ask my friends that all the time. You gonna leave that rock in, or you gonna do something with it? Now, for me personally, I decided to take the rock out and start putting in that wrist rocket or that slingshot. I've decided that because I've been a pushover for a long time. I've been a Boy Scout for way too long. I've been a nice guy for way too long. So what happened is, along the way, started to arm up that slingshot, and it started feeling good. Because certain bullies and certain people are always going to want you to be down there. They don't like slingshots. I don't know. Sometimes you just got to get out amongst your friends and yourself and realize that, it's not all that bad. There's a whole lot of fun out there. And
Tune in daily to NOK Network's diverse podcasting lineup. Ganja News Update, Mondays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Tara Simpson and Ron McNabb. Waking Up with the Wayniac, Tuesdays at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific, with Tombstoner Wayne Cruz from Tombstone, Arizona. Grow 420, Tuesdays at 4 p.m. Eastern with Ron McNabb. Psychedelic Reporters, Tuesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Hobbies Puppets and Tara Simpson. Peace, News and Views, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. Eastern with Sir Stevo and Kim Cooper. Thursdays we have Open Your Eye with Kim Cooper and Tara Simpson, 8 p.m. Eastern. Followed by Thursday Night Vibes at 9:15 p.m. Eastern with Master and Mama Rochi. The IWK 710 Daily Sesh airs 7 nights a week with our rotating joint hosts nightly at 7 p.m. Eastern. Thanks for tuning in to all the podcasting on NOK Network.
Well, technical issues lead us back here. All the roads lead back to Tombstone or Rome, depending on how you look at it. You know, at one time, this was the center of the Southwest right here. At one time, this was the center of the world. People came all the way from New York, Chicago, all the way to see Tombstone. Can you believe that? This little town, little small town here in the Southwest. People came here to live out their dreams, live out their fantasies, get back to being free again. It was the last holdout of the Southern Army. Mr. Lincoln had no clue what was going on out here in the South. Same time, all the changes that were going on, technology started rising, gold prices started climbing, silver started climbing. Mr. Behan, he had his hands full with the cowboy wars. Now, that was a different story of a different time. The cowboy wars. Well, the cowboys, they were fellers that just did business just like you and I. The only difference is they used a knife or a gun. Now, it could have been wrestling cattle. It could have been, and I'm sure it was. There's horses as well. There's this little place called Durango, Mexico, right out yonder, right behind me. Durango, Mexico. They say that Billy the Kid went there. They said he was dispatched by the Arizona Marshals. Not really entirely sure. Then out there, Pat Garrett came all the way, from Missouri. He came all the way out there because he was one of the best outlaw hunters there was. They got Pat Masterson. Most people say that Pat was just a writer of books, but he's also a badass because Wyatt Earp brought him out because he was also a detective. The moral of it is that this here little town has survived 2 fires, Civil War, a war between the cowboys and the Earps, a war of circumstance and time. It survived 1950s. It survived 1960s, 60s when they were working on having the streets done and repaved. It survived the 1970s, a time when proliferations of man were even stronger than ever. It survived the 80s, Mr. Ronald Reagan. If we think about it for a moment, our history is not depicted by anything more than the winners. Because the losers ain't going to tell you about it, because most of us have found out that there's no winning. History has a value of keeping us strong and keeping us pure. So with that, you got to always remember, where did your ancestors come from? Where'd your mammy and your pappy come from? They had to come from some righteous spot in order to create you, one of God's greatest creations. And then suddenly the author of all things depicts us with the ideas of having the power of 10 men. He also gives us the good book in which we must stand and have the powers of all indignity to stand up within the differences of all mankind. And sometimes we just need to understand that there's a difference in life. Hey, y'all, I appreciate you coming out today, even with technical difficulties and even with some really bad commercials on my behalf. Maybe we'll get some new stuff that's pretty good. I do appreciate you showing up. I do think it's great that y'all show up on the, the spot. If you put it away for 30 minutes a day on the IWK, man, you cannot go wrong. There's so many talented folks here. They got storytellers, we got puppets, we got beautiful ladies, we got young ladies, we got smart ladies, we got some men, we got a few of them. Boy, my message is simple, y'all. Just be good to yourself. Get out and live your damn dream. Don't be afraid, because that fear is only going to stop you. That fear is going to lead you to a place that most men will crumble. So when someone asks you, have you ever done that before? Just say, maybe. Or say, absolutely. Or, nope, but I could be taught. Remember, we can be taught to do virtually anything. It's a matter of time and circumstance. They say that old men cannot be taught new tricks, just like that dog. I don't know, man. You ever see a dog go for a bone? They learn new tricks real quick because suddenly they want that bone. From me to you guys, thank you for showing up today through technical weirdness, some strange stuff that I can't explain to you, which I think is the ghost of Tombstone, and all the way to helping us out on the IWK and the NOK, keeping us partying and knowing that you guys are keeping this going. Whether you are in the East Coast, West Coast, or you're in, Canada, just remember that we do this, we love it. And if you don't love it, what else would you possibly do? Man, there's so many hours in the day, and there's so much that we could be wasted upon, and a lot of people do waste it on the day. So get outside and live your dream, y'all. There's 5 of you watching. There's 9 reactions. Thank you so much for all of your time, for all of your help today. Thank you for showing up, the good, the bad, and even this ugly. I do appreciate it. Man, wow, there is a whole lot more that we can say. And the idea is that I want you guys to get out there and do that, because, man, it's a pretty cool thing that we can do on here. For me, to you, keep it going and keep it good and keep it green, y'all. And don't ever give up, because, I think the big part of it for me now, I gotta tell you, is that giving up thing is just purely an evil deal.
Lefty road through dust and sun, cowboy life but ain't done. Came from Cali to Tombstone land, podcast mic in his hand. Tales of guns and smoky trails, cactus shadows, dusty veils, lights the pipe green and wild. Wayniac's words fierce as a child.
Next stop, Tombstone. Step right up, folks. Come on down to the greatest show on earth, the center of the earth. That's right, southwest little town called Tombstone, Arizona. About 55 minutes from Tucson, Arizona proper. We're about a good hour and change from Phoenix. We are at the hub of the universe, the center of the world. And if you don't know that, you can find us all over the place. Thank you for joining me today. I love you guys so very much, and I hope to see you guys a little later on. Good job.
Woo-hoo!